Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia. Okay, so Dr. Mencia,
good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, what a beautiful morning. It's so crowded here. Man, it's look like the presidential debate. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I
have my brother Sheldon here, Sheldon RAMKISSON. Good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr.
How are
Andy.
you?
Great.
How was your drive here?
It was outstanding, refreshing.
Where'd you come from?
Pembroke Pines.
Oh,
I call it East Naples.
Yeah, I know where to. No, but it's amazing what's going on.
Rachel is in the controls, and I was coming on 95, and I see Rachel and Sheldon, competing with each other to see who's going to get there first.
Oh,
and I beat both of them.
Well, you would in your car. Your car flies. It's like a helicopter. But something about we actually, as you said, we've had you be here before, Sheldon. You couldn't stand it. You had to come back.
Oh, man.
It's been a while, though.
It was quite an experience.
We have had a few guests, Anita, and I tell you, they will come back.
That's right.
Will come back.
So you come back because you're involved with senior residences, but one specific one. Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, well, I am here on behalf of Elysian Gardens, which is a new environment for seniors to live for their aging in place experience. We are based in Sunrise, Florida, and we're a boutique environment where our seniors from any age, not necessarily 65 and older, but when they require any assistance, they are welcome to our homes. We are private, we're boutique. We are not going to go over the 15 to 20 bed environment because we feel that's where we can offer the most personalized care. It's where I would put my father if ever he had to go to a senior environment.
And his father is my patient, and I agree 100%.
So that's how you know him. But so tell me, when you say 15 to 20, now this is assisted living. So what's the different level? I mean, is this a person who needs full-time help, or tell us exactly do you have like number 1, number 2, number 3, it goes up at different levels?
A grading system.
It's based on the initial evaluations. We have a standard license, so we do not go ahead and offer skilled nursing care. Nurses are allowed to visit our facility through the third-party health providers, which would be home care, which Dr. Andy and myself are very affiliated with, and we support completely. But our environment is where we have certified nursing assistants on site 24 hours a day. So our loved ones will never be alone with staff that are sleeping.
No, but when I visit the facility, you have to the audience need to visualize this thing. This is a place, Anita, that in the back, the resident can grow their own tomato. They'll grow their vegetable in the back.
How about chickens? I need chickens.
We may be buying organic chickens. How about that?
It's very. Everything is very health oriented, very organic. So even though the person need to move into an assisted living facility, it's a very boutique, unique. It's not humongous where you have 1,000 people living together. It's like moving home. That's what people are doing. And I know I sent one of my residents there that the brother wanted to move, and he was in an assisted living already. Correct. But it was very big.
Yes.
And because the brother has so much psychological problem, the psychiatry wanted to give more and more medication. And what was going on is that the facility, there was so much stimuli coming into this poor person. The psychiatry thought that the answer was to give more antipsychotic to the patient, and he was a zombie. And the brother, out of despair, said, let me just go and see Dr. Mencia. Let's stop all this psych consultation. And he brought the brother over, and I said, call Sheldon and go and see this facility. I think this is what your brother needs. And his brother went and moved over there, and he's a totally different person. Because now it's a facility that catered to him. And that's what every resident feels, that, hey, they are catering to me. You know,
That's
I'm not
really-
just one more here.
That's absolutely what's missing, and I'm glad that you've figured out. I wanted to ask you, what's greenhouse therapy?
Okay, so greenhouse therapy is what we believe is going to continue stimulating our seniors while they're aging in place.
Is that the tomato growing?
No, that's separate. We have a hydroponic greenhouse setup where all the vegetation, all the plants that we use for the facility in the kitchen is actually grown by our staff. In addition to that, we have layouts where each resident can come in and cultivate their own fruit, their own flowers. They can work on soil.
Fabulous.
So we're allowing the seniors to have a purpose again, and not just, sitting on a sofa or having someone come in and just, make bead bracelets with them. We believe
play
that
bingo.
our seniors need to be moving. I mean, our average age right now is 75, and we don't have any that are bedbound or wheelchair bound.
That's fantastic. Now, can I just come and stop in and see you?
You can.
I've
You
got
can.
to do that. I want to see
Absolutely.
this. I
Yeah.
love this idea. I'm going to come there, and I see where you have, you're like a lot of other places, but you're like, I love this word, boutique, a unique boutique.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
that rhymes. You got to use that unique boutique.
It is. It's
Yeah.
on our website. We're a boutique senior living environment. It's not the normal. It's where, like I said, Andy and I know each other, Dr. Mencia, for, over 8 to 10 years now,
Yeah.
professionally. And I've always said
Since
to him,
you were that little.
yes, exactly. And I've always said to him, when my father needs a home, he won't be moving into my home, but he's going to be moving into his home. So I had to create it.
So is this yours?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I didn't understand. Oh, that's
It's a
oh,
family-owned business. My
Oh.
brother-in-law and I are business partners, so we're selling the business of families and seniors. So it's where your loved
It's
ones
a
will
family
come to
helping
ours.
family.
Correct.
That's
A
really
family
lovely.
helping
And,
family.
and it's interesting that so many people now assume that their loved one is living home safely and happily.
Huh.
They just don't understand it, do they, Dr. Mencia?
Right, exactly.
It's not happening. That the people, if you ask them, oh, I'm fine. Don't worry, I can handle everything, right?
It's
They
scary.
come down and they see food that's been fermenting in the refrigerator, or they haven't been eating food. And Dr. Mencia gets these people. And now he has a place that he can actually recommend if it's appropriate, right?
And sometimes when the patient come and see me at the office, and I say, you have a bad bronchopneumonia, I'm gonna send the nurse over. No visitor in my house. No visitor in my house. And you wonder right there. That's a trigger to me, like how poorly kept the house is. I say, okay, I'm gonna come over and do a house call. No. I'll come to you. If I have to come every day, I'll come to you. I
No
mean that
kidding.
this. Oh yes,
Let you do. You sent it to Bill when he
Of
needed
course,
someone.
of course. But
And they wanted to come move in.
when you see people that they are so reluctant to have
Oh, I
even
didn't
their
know
own
that.
doctor
That's how-
or the
that's
nurses or visiting nurses to come in or people to come and do wound care, that means that the way they live, they are not too proud of that.
Correct.
So
Many
you know,
times, and I know that you go to home care, and I know Ina's here. And when I used to just go to visit people, just because I'm in this business, the first thing you walk in, you got to get by all the newspapers that they have stacked, or all the kitchen table's not a kitchen table anymore; it's the desk. And then their bed hasn't been made, and it is very sad.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
And so that's what you're talking about. That now we don't have to do that, and actually, it's interesting, Sheldon, that you've been you're a man, and you understand this. Mostly, maybe I'm wrong. A lot of women are the people who start businesses like you have.
Absolutely.
The men are the business managers. They don't go near the place. They just
Right.
count the dollars.
Well, this is
I like to know you. This is good.
is
But
what we,
Sheldon has a master in business administration, number one. I know him for years. I told you, since he was that little. And after he got the
has-
master in business administration, he took a company that was a home health visiting company and converted into a monster that covered a lot of Florida and Texas. And now it's a home health hospice company. So he had been on health care since he graduated with his master in business administration. So I think, it had been a great match for him.
Yes, and he has that heart.
Well, that's the thing. I've been able to observe what our seniors, as they're aging, what they don't have readily available, and accessibility to quality care and a great place to live where they're not going to be just sitting to die, but actually sitting to enjoy their third part of their life, their retirement. That's, it's compassion that you have to go into this kind of business with. And,
Right.
I think that's probably one of the things our healthcare system today needs to have more of, accountability, efficiency, and compassion.
But I see the concierge word, and you can't have a place that has 100 residents
Bingo.
and give it that. And
That's
so you
why.
said
Exactly.
that you have 15 to 20.
That's exactly
And
right.
that makes a difference because that is truly a family, and they know each other.
It's a family. It's a
Right.
community. It's
Right.
not, an institution. And we've seen, actually, since we purchased this assisted living and converted our business model to it, we've seen our residents improve. I mean, their quality of life, they're now, my business partner says all the time, we believe in bodies in motion. He's the day-to-day administrator, and he comes from a fitness background. So every one of our residents is up and walking now.
So there's
They're-
a whip. Get up. Get out
Yeah.
of bed. Whoop, whoop.
Well, he
It's a
connects
motivation.
with
That's a
them.
motivation.
Yes, he connects with them, and it actually, I've seen that, a body moving like Dr. Mencia would, definitely
I would probably
prescribe.
would be doing that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I do it in my office. I do it in my office.
Does
I
it at
tell
home
you.
in his bed
Yeah,
before he
I
gets up.
I just had one of the third-year medical students from Nova rotating with me, and she said, "Oh my God, she cried almost when she finished the rotation yesterday, because she said it was so dynamic here. You get up with your patient, your 90-year-old lady, and you dancing. There was one of my patients that we saw that she's 103." And I got her up and said, "Come on, let's dance." And we snuggle and dance in the exam room, at the privacy of my exam room. And we dance, and but that bring them alive. Say, wow,
Actually, yeah.
It's
You know,
just
Their
a-
emotions, their
they
emotions
have to
are
keep
awakened
keep
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that patient that I sent you, the brother is so happy. He said,
Yep.
his brother now is a different person altogether. So,
and you have people who are I'm going to use the word. I'm not going to use the word sex. Okay, I won't use it this morning.
oh,
No, I'm sorry.
I
but
knew
you
you were
have
going to go into
romance.
sex. Let's
No.
talk about.
You have any romances? We always see
At
romances.
this time, no.
But they
which is
can
what-
come. They
well,
can come as
something's
couple.
wrong.
But we do offer
Romances.
suites where, where you can have husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. Those
okay.
suites do exist.
Oh,
It's just
cool.
that our current residents, we're integrating more of the family environment because they've known each other for that long.
Oh, right.
And it was probably about
I'm
80%
gonna go
women.
and check the suite out, brother.
That's awesome. I will say one thing that what our facility, prides ourselves on is we have a full-time licensed nurse on site, which is something that Dr. Andy can say that, ALFs, assisted living at our size, they don't see the need for that. Usually it's the owner or on-site administrator that's a CNA or not even just an administrator with the state. We actually hired a full-time nurse to be on site with us. So our residents, my father, I use the example for, he would have a nurse next to him at all times. That's not needed in a small home. These things come at a cost, obviously. It's not something where,
And that's why a lot of ALF fall down because, they cut corner for the bottom line.
correct.
And when you start cutting too many corners for the bottom line, you end up with a circle that we're going to...
With no quality of care, no quality
Well-
of living and lifestyle. And
Well, that's I think why Dr. Mencia is so high on you because he wants to be able to call and have someone tell him exactly what's happening so he can help them diagnose this.
Right.
Well,
I'm very jealous of who work with my patient,
know
who
you are.
touches my patient. And when I saw the changes of my patient that have been able to go to Sheldon's facility, I said, you have to come and promote this thing. This is beautiful. This is great.
Well, let me tell you the one thing that I have seen that's been a real misnomer about ALFs. People think that they're going to, it's like a nursing home. Someone's going to go there and they're going to have someone taking care of them constantly. That's not what ALFs were for. The assisted living were someone who can't quite make it at home. Anyway, this is my opinion. And they need to have someone there as many times as they need them, but not to be in a nursing facility.
Correct.
It needs to be like almost a senior center where they have
Where they
the
sleep.
food, they sleep, they have entertainment.
They go out, they do whatever they want to.
Exactly. And people haven't really understood. I think what's happened is a lot of the family members, they don't want to take care of their loved one. So they want to put it off on some sort of institution. And they don't really understand what's going to happen. And sometimes they're putting them into, they find nursing homes, and it is the death, I think, of people if they don't need it. If they need it, a nursing home's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But so many of those people, then we have independent living people, which is another story. They're not really independent, but they don't want to go where those other people who are old and sick are, right?
Exactly.
And now they're in this independent situation. They wind up, and you've probably seen this, they bring in 24-hour aides for that person.
Correct.
It's all insane. It's crazy. So what you've come up with, 15 to 20 people, is like a big home for people to know everybody. You have a very big living room, so where everybody
we have
can...
2 living areas, and that's our model.
See, this
Outside
is it. I can't
patio.
wait to come and see you.
You are welcome.
Let me give you everyone a phone number. If you want to go see...
And they can get a free tour. They can come and get a free tour.
Yeah, let's do that. That's 954. It's Absolute Care, ALF, by Elysian Gardens. Let's just call it Elysian Gardens, right?
Correct.
It's a pretty name. Elysian Gardens. Sounds like in Hawaii.
You will believe you are.
Do they have to go to Hawaii? Okay. Where you can call home. 954-747-7265. 954-747-7265. I am so happy that you came here to share this, Sheldon, because, and Dr. Mencia knows this. I just wanted to check one more thing here. I was going to ask you a question, but it's okay. I won't do that. Well, let me just tell you. Older adults, people who are, well, let's just say when I get to be older, I never see myself as my age, but no one does. But anyway, let's say that I have to go someplace. A lot of and you may have to do one, not quite like you have, but get people who are boomers.
Yep.
And they don't want to, they can't quite live alone. They don't want to live alone. They want about 4 or 6 friends, all to live together in one big place where they have a manager. Now, they're not really assisted living quality yet, but you need to think about this. You're probably the kind of guy that I got to get to, because I've invented buying a house with 6 bedrooms, and you have 6 bathrooms, and you have and those people, and you have a manager. I think that's coming up because a lot of the boomers don't want to go to a nursing home.
Nor the institutionalized.
Exactly.
Right, they don't want to be institutionalized.
No. I mean, do you? I mean, just and
Well,
then we
I
want
tell
one
you-
man. We want one man to come to liven up the place. You imagine if he were living in a place like this, we'd all go crazy, right? Look, he's so serious.
We are so far behind our time. I tell you that what is happening here, this is going to be the future. I remember one time that I had a patient that the son, who is a lawyer and live out of town, brought the mother to my office and say, I'm trying to put my mother in an assisted living facility. You have to give her some Valium. Give her some Valium so she can stay. I say, wait a second, but why she doesn't want to stay? Let me talk to her. So he brought the mother in. I sat down, talked to the mother. And she said, can I talk to you alone? I said, sure. It's, you are the patient. So I asked the son, please step out of the room. Let me talk. He said, I agree with my son. I need help. But I'm not going to go. I'm 72 years old. I can pee and poop on my own. The first thing they did on me, they put a diaper on me. The first thing they did on her, put a diaper on her. And they grab all her medication and say, we're going to manage your medication. I can manage my own medication. I don't take, and she takes something like for arthritis, something for blood pressure, and some vitamins that she's been doing since she was in her 50s. So she was, she felt she was being violated.
Yeah, right.
You are doing this, and sometimes you get patients that go into it. That's why people hate these nursing homes.
Yep.
Because people go in there and they feel everybody going to need a diaper. Everybody's going to be need restraint. Hey, that's not true. You have to take one person at a time. And the beauty of Absolute Care ALF is that it's a menu like when you go to a restaurant. You pick and choose what kind of help you need. And if you need a nurse to help you, it's there. But if you don't need a nurse and you can take care of yourself, you take care of yourself.
And I'm so glad you brought this up because, Dr. Mencia, isn't it true that sometimes when people do wind up in nursing homes, not because they have to, but because it's more convenient or what happens, then you're not the doctor anymore. Then there is a medical director there at that nursing home.
A complete
They take
stranger
charge,
to
and
you.
if you get a little angry or you get upset, give her
Boom.
some more medication,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yep,
I mean,
over-medicate.
you know,
Right.
this is a business
You'd
I've been in
be-
for a long
yeah.
time, and
you'd be
that's why I
amazed.
love Dr.
As a geriatrician, you'd be amazed how many people I have seen. You know, Howard, one of my patients that come with his little dog. He was nursing home, hospice,
No.
waiting for him to die. And I look at the person, and he was basically just over-medicated. So I spoke with the hospice doctor. I said, listen, they asked me to do a consultation as a geriatrician. Since the patient is in hospice, can we discontinue as many medication as possible? Hospice people, they like that. You know, they don't want
They're
the
not
patient.
supposed to.
Yeah, they want you to
That's
get you
right.
out because you're supposed to be
Exactly.
dying.
Of course.
So the hospice doctor said, oh, I'm so glad you are here. Good, let's do all of that. So I took the patient off from all this medication, put him on the right medication. I said, I'm going to get physical therapy to come in. Oh, no, the patient, no, I need physical therapy. Give me a month. The
You
patient.
don't fool with Dr.
Yeah.
Mencia once
Now,
he
this
decides.
was about 13 years ago. This was
13?
about 13 years ago. The patient still this week was in my, and he drive himself to my office.
Wow.
Mind
Amazing.
you. So you'll be amazed how many people are in a nursing home that they don't belong there.
And I have to tell it, we've been talking about, about Sheldon, and I have to talk about you. This is Dr.
Oh, yeah,
Andy
Stonewater.
Mencia.
Oh, yeah. Stonewater,
Not
her
yet.
spot. Not yet.
Not
I'll
yet.
get you there.
Not yet.
I'll
the
get you
wonder-
there. I'll get you there.
Okay, the wonderful world of wellness, Dr. Andy Mencia. The number to call there, please. It's really important to get, the help that you need. So let's just get you there. And remember, they are open on Saturdays if you need some help. And you also, they do have home services if if you're homebound. So the phone number to call, get your pencils out. Remember, it's Pencil Talk Radio. It's 954-489-1345, 954-489-1345. And someone was really amazed that you had a dental office also. And we don't talk about that enough. But
Yes.
you do have the dental.
Yes.
Oh, he has
Like
gorgeous teeth. He's
we'll
showing
take
you.
care.
So I had to take a picture
And
of you
look at
before you
Ina.
left.
Ina, we did her whitening.
Oh, okay.
Because, Ina went to the Stonewater med spa and they say, your face is so beautiful, but do some whitening.
He's so bad.
So
Isn't he?
we did
It
the
never
whitening
stops.
on her and look how beautiful she
Yeah,
looks.
well, she's always
Yeah.
beautiful. I never see that.
Yeah.
And you always have beautiful white teeth. But it's very unusual for an organization to have medical and dental. And actually, we didn't mention that you do have another center in Boynton Beach,
Right.
which is very important to know that. But Dr. Mencia spends most of his time down in Fort Lauderdale. And the number again is 954-489-1345. And Sheldon, it's actually been wonderful for you to come in. Now, we call it Absolute Care ALF by Elysian Gardens.
Correct.
So what really is the name? Elysian Gardens?
The initial company that we purchased was Absolute Care,
Oh,
so we
okay.
decided to keep the name for the community at this point.
I see.
But when we purchased our second facility, then we're going to move the names to Elysian Gardens of Sunrise, Elysian Gardens of Pompano.
Super.
So
Okay.
for familiarity,
That's great.
Elysian Gardens is
Elysian
the
Garden of Hawaii.
company. Yes. There you go.
Well, we sure do thank you for coming. I'm going to get a picture of you very quickly. And then, Dr. Mencia, thank you. And I am going to be able to see you on Monday. Just keep in touch with me. And I also need more vitamin D.
And you're going to go by
Vitamin D.
Stonewater
I'm
med
gonna
spa
do
to
that.
check it out.
And see my little flu shot.
Oh, yes.
If you
yes.
haven't gotten your flu shots, get them.
Get them.
We have to have them, right?
Yes.
Flu shot. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll be right
Thank you,
back.
Sheldon.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Have a nice
Appreciate
ride
it.
back.
Thanks for listening to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. Be sure to tune in each Saturday morning from 7 to 7:30 right here on WSBR 740 AM.